This is the content talk on using prompts with the exceptional early learner. Throughout this content talk, you will hear a variety of content related to the study of early childhood special education. In particular, participants will be able to define prompting, explain the different types of prompts in the prompting hierarchy, and explain guidelines for using prompting. Going back to the DEC Recommended Practices Glossary, which is in the Division for Early Childhood Recommended Practice document that you'll be reviewing next week for your end of semester professional plan, but also that you read at the beginning of the semester in the week 1. Prompting is used frequently to help any learner learn how to perform a new skill or use the skill or behavior in a new situation. With children who are struggling to learn something new or making slow progress, we can use prompting in a variety of precise ways. Let's take a moment to review prompting. Occasionally, children will require more than one prompt. Sometimes the first prompt we use is not effective and does not result in what the child needs to do the skill that we're trying to teach. In these cases, we need to move up the prompting hierarchy. The child needs more help. Other times, we are giving the child too much help. Notice that they can complete these things with less restrictive prompting. In these cases, we move down the prompting hierarchy and offer less support. Most children will benefit from prompts at the bottom of the prompting hierarchy. However, some children who have more profound disabilities or learning challenges, more intrusive prompts such as verbal and physical prompts are effective. Regardless of the prompting, teachers should always be responsive to children's needs and fade out their support as soon as possible. The goal is for all children to be independent. Think about a child in your classroom, one who has struggled learning a new skill or using a new skill. Think about this and come up with a brief description. You don't have to write it. You're going to identify a prompt connected to that description, and you can think about it. Rather than posting it to discussion board 5, I want you to spend time getting your professional plan ready for the end of this course. Types of prompts. Environmental prompts are information that we add to the environment to help children engage in a skill. Things like carpet squares demonstrate where children are supposed to sit. A line on the floor where children will stand when lining up. Tape to section off areas of the classroom, or materials that are set up in a way that children can access them independently, such as opening up books, placing blocks on the shelf where they're to play, or as an example, as you see, the truck and car box. Visual prompts give children extra visual information about how to do a specific skill. So if you're teaching someone perhaps step-by-step setting the table, which would be task analysis, you might have placemats where children are going to do the task and have a visual prompt. Remember, not all learners need these things, so we shouldn't all of a sudden see these types of visual prompts popping up all over our classroom. It's only in the event that we have children who need this. Gestural prompts are gestures we use to add information that helps children do a certain skill. Examples of gesture prompts are pointing and showing. Some children learn specific gesture prompts, such as a finger to the teacher's throat to prompt the child to use a speech sound. Think about times that maybe you have used gesture prompts with your children. A model prompt occurs when teachers show a child how to do a specific skill. Modeling how to raise a quiet hand during circle time, showing a child how to correctly form a letter, or model the action to a new song. These are model prompts. Again, we need to give time to children to show that they need us this help, because the letter modeling, for example, would be in the event that children have not had adequate time for emergent writing. Verbal prompts are additional things that we say to children to help them do a certain skill. Stand by a friend, raise your hand, give me the jump rope, say hello. Don't confuse verbal prompts with directions. Remember that prompts always come after the direction and should always result in the child doing the specific skill. You might give directions to line up at recess. It's time to line up, everyone. And then verbally prompt to one child. Stand by a friend. Teachers use physical prompts when they physically touch a child to show them how to do a certain skill. Often you might hear this referred to as hand over hand. We physically prompt or assist infants and toddlers all the time. With older children, we might use physical prompts to help them do challenging puzzle, wash their hands, or learn how to hold a utensil, such as a spoon or a fork or a pencil. Physical prompts are the most intrusive prompts in the prompting hierarchy. Teachers should use these sparingly. Now let's take a look at some short video clips so that you can see some prompts that are happening.
You want to wipe it off so we can wipe it off and start again?
Here, Leah.
You want to wipe it?
Good job, Naima.
Yay! So you're going to wipe this right here, though. Wipe it with this. Yay!
Do more,
Wipe some more.
Naima.
Right there.
More.
Wipe it. Yes. Get your tissue. Get your napkin. Come on. Wipe it. Yay.
All done?
Yay.
Oh, wait, you gotta undo it. Hold it.
And wipe down
Pull
here.
it.
Down here. Wipe down here. Wipe down here.
Who do you want to play with?
Is that Charlotte?
That's Lusaka.
Max.
All right, let's put him right there. Let's put him on our schedule. Now let's look. Where is Max playing? Over there. I see him by the sensory table. Come back. So let's find the sensory table. Nice work. You found the sensory table. All right, let's put it on our schedule. So we're going to go find Max, and we're going to say, Max, let's play. Nice work. Let's go find him.
He's outside. Let's play sensory table.
Oh, he can't see you over there. We got to go find him over here. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's play sensory
Oh, nice job asking your friend Max. Max, that was awesome. You guys are both playing sensory table. Good work.
Train.
Can you find out where this one goes for me? Can you look at the shapes? Yeah. Can you put that there where it goes? And do you see on this one where this one goes? Can you look behind you maybe? Look behind you. Do you see some over there that look like that? Yeah. You found the shape. And can you put this one away where it goes? What about these two? How do you know that's where they go? You see the shapes that are taped there? It goes up there where Nalea is. Look at the community member blocks. Yeah.
you ready to eat? Eat? Good. Here we go. Uh-oh, a couple fell out. It's okay. Look at them later. You gonna try to pick them up? Not quite? Alright, let's not make a huge mess. In the bowl. Up! You see the milk falling off? To the mouth.
Okay, so here we go. Can you find the one that's got the cat on? Where's the one with the cat? Because that's what number 1 says. The cat is in the front. Do you have that one? Oh. Here, let's bring these down here so you can see them. All right, there you go. Okay, so what comes next?
Dog.
Okay, the dogs.
Right by kitty.
The number 2, so 2 dogs. Okay, what's next? You see, the pictures are cute. Look at the pictures of the animals. There you go. So what number is that? How many rabbits are there then?
3.
3. Good job. And now we got the mariposas. The mariposas, you see, look at the pictures, and the pictures give you a clue. Okay. All right, Carmen, Jeremy.
In the videos we just watched, we saw many different aspects of prompting and types of prompting, from verbal to physical and environmental. Now let's look at the benefits of prompting. If used effectively, prompting reduces errors. Errors that children who are struggling with some sort of disability or delay can increase their own frustration. So lots of errors waste time. They can be repeated, so that means they're learning the wrong thing, accompanied by problem behavior because the child usually is increasing stress and frustration, and it decreases their self-confidence. Guidelines for using prompts. Teachers should always use the least amount of prompting necessary. We want the child to be as independent as possible, and therefore should avoid over-prompting or prompting too much. A prompt is only effective if it results in the child's correct response. If not, a child might need more prompting or a modification. All prompts occur before the child responds. Most prompts must eventually be faded. The goal is for children to demonstrate skills independently. When we add prompts, there should always be a plan for fading or removing them and giving children opportunities to respond without help. Prompts are often combined with the use of reinforcement, which is a part of that teaching loop. Teachers need to close the loop by giving feedback, making sure the child knows that they've performed the skill by affirming or giving feedback that they used the prompt. Let's take a moment to review the prompting hierarchy. Occasionally, children will require more than one prompt. Sometimes the first prompt we use is not effective and does not result in the child doing the skill that we're trying to teach them. In these cases, we need to move up the prompting hierarchy. The child needs more help. Other times, we are giving children too much help and notice that they can complete things with less instructive prompt. In these cases, we move down the prompting hierarchy and offer a little less support. Most children benefit from prompts at the bottom of the prompting hierarchy. However, with some children who have more severe disabilities or learning challenges, more intrusive prompts such as verbal and physical prompts are effective. Regardless of the prompting, teachers should always be responsive to children's needs and fade out support as soon as possible. The goal is for all children to be independent without prompts. Prompting is the additional help that teachers give children to learn new skills. There are several different types of prompts in the prompting hierarchy. Prompts always occur before a child's response. Prompts must be faded.